this morning, coming to you from the magical mountains of Panama once again. It's a beautiful morning. We've got a great day. An attitude of gratitude is the way. Hua Lou, stay right here. Takes a couple seconds usually for these lives to click in. Wouldn't it be crazy? It would sound crazy if I said that there was a set of humans that seem to work for some other set of something, right? And they want you to be unhealthy and they want you to be ill informed and they want you to be jazzed up on political drama and not concentrated on highly productive things and getting ahead and being super healthy and thinking super clearly. Jordan Peterson has a recent presentation where he explains that there are no studies, really cognitive practice studies, that show cognitive practice games or any kind of cognitive training modules that actually increase the IQ. But exercise and good nutrition can definitely be factors that underscore brain power. So, and it's a holistic approach for diet, nutritionaldiversity.com. For physical fitness, I have BrandonAngelFitness.com. Right? For mental toughness is what we'll be discussing here in this channel. Also, world events and how it plays into our Jedi journeys right now. And I say Jedi journeys because this is a rare channel. It's for rare people, all right, and beautiful animals too. Star of the show, right here, Blue. So what's up, Blue? Blue. Yes. Right? Wouldn't it be crazy if I was to say that there's a control freak class and they look at all of us like slaves and cattle that should be injecting ourselves with slave and cattle obedience injections and eat horribly toxic food and drink water with 52 pharmaceutical chemicals, and that's the EPA who found that. Look it up. Definitely. Please hash out any inaccuracies in what I'm saying here, so that we can work with purity, so that we can work with only the truth, so that we're an A team, a true team. We're aligned with God. We're looking for the real ingredients, as if that's our purpose in life. Find out what it really is. Decide who we really are, what we really stand on, and then move like it. Because that's a Bruce Lee quote. Because there's no, if it's not coupled with action, forget about it. It's not even, it doesn't exist. Idea is great, but until it has action, it doesn't, there's no enterprise. It's not there, right? So this is a direct communication of the one thing all cultivators know we came here for, and that's to get strong. And you can get that communication in every type of kind of way. There's no crying in baseball. We're going to build our souls to be Jedi souls that just run over all kinds of bumps and all kinds of roads all the time, right? And no, you can't run free. It's early morning. There's fer-de-lance vipers out here, and you're starting to get explorative. And so we gotta, as good parents, sort of look out for that, right? We know a little bit more of the danger, so it gets confusing when people are limiting information. But definitely the most hardcore seekers are gonna find out, right? So we're living in this incredible time where you won't believe the Candace Owens episodes, right? But um, they're incredibly uncovering all this black magic stuff, and it's really, really incredible that we live in such a time. Now, there's a lot of people that do call her crazy, but if you look at the information and then you look at some other people analyzing the information, and when you pay attention to all the other freaky things surrounding other groups and assassinations of our time, and then, you know, 911 and all these different kinds of things, it starts to really become a crazy world that we're living in, right? Okay. And this is a real raw channel. A lot of people are like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you put on the pink wigs and the dress and do the skits and talk about, you know, all the mindless stuff, right? No, I don't want to do that. I just want to be raw. I just want to be real. I just want to be natural about whatever I'm doing. You know, I came here on the purpose of leaving some higher thought and reality of who I am and the way I look at things, right? And the way that I think it's extra important to be able to have diverse experience and start to connect diverse dots. You know what I mean? This monofocus is good. You want to be able to monofocus, laser focus in on something. But the way that we're made into like a monoculture ourselves with one specialty, right? And it's given by people who were not successful in that specialty. So there's a real break in the way that we cultivate knowledge in our co-journeymen and our teammates, right? On the team of life enhancement and freedom enhancement. You see, if you are cultivating and protecting freedom and enhanced life, you will get so much back from that. But isn't it super interesting that nobody really has that experience? Not even so many parents. You know, there's more parents that wreck the eggs to get the checks than there were parents who actually have this insane experience of absolute highest level teacher mode, where you want your student to outperform you. You want them to reach a level that you were not even able to reach in your lifetime. Now that's true, complete, wholesome growth, right? So obviously that higher orientation, if you can achieve it, would put your orientation antenna style correctly to be able to receive. And if you stay the right signals, the godly signals, the positive signals, right? And if you stayed there for long enough, those signals would, as we have come to understand it, at least in our nature study, likely take care of any kind of ills, at least to the degree to where you can build back from it. So if you're beyond the point, you can't actually, you're more likely to get insane mental, physical help from nature and from that alignment. Definitely the nutrition, definitely the exercise. But if you can maintain that alignment and transparency, and all you are is honest above honest side to everybody, to yourself, and you're doing a hardcore inventory. I mean, you're being hardcore honest. You're on this polar truth area. Look at the links below for Muhammad Ali's truth poem. I put it at the bottom of every video on this channel. And, you know, I'm just going by feel on this channel too, honestly. I don't really know what I'm doing. I didn't really plan on coming to the live this Sunday morning. You know, I'm doing the same thing I do when I'm developing a new site in biology, right? Where I just get up, I look at the land, I've walked the land, I've prayed, I've been here, I've been hanging out, I've been meditating, I've been observing, I've been staring. And then I get up the next day and I grab the shovel and I spend my moments deeply in the sunrise, in deep appreciation under the sunrise, and I say, God, what am I supposed to do here? Oh, and I will really get it. I would etch out some terrace here, get a swale in right there. There's a perfect spot. You know what I mean? And start lining that up. There's a great site I'll tell you about, because once you get to the deeper layers of like biodynamics and whatnot, rhythmofnature.net is a great site. Your girlfriends will like this information for beauty, nail care, have dental operations, make your dental appointments accordingly, right? So you don't have lots of blood, because just as the tide is affected, so are we and every other living thing. Down here, you're not gonna cut bamboo outside of a day called manguante, which is a moon position, right? Because you'll just be sweating, breaking your wrists and breaking your machete too. It's too hard, right? You gotta cut on the right day. You will plant on the right moon as well. You transplant on the right moon. You cut air layers off and replant on the right moon. You could look up some of those terms if you dare, to find some of the deeper layers of this life we've been successfully so separated from, which really should be our kindergarten information, you know? And then being able to deduce the types of things that Candace Owens for president is deducing right now, both in the black magic world and in the current events, and just she's just like a real Jedi, you know what I mean? She's like, whoa, wait a minute. That's how this is wrong. This person has no soul. And what in the is going on, right? And this was my good friend, and I'm going to figure out exactly what's going on here because it matters. That's another big part of the programming. You don't care. They've really specifically programmed people exactly where they want them. I've said this story in videos before, but when I was in Philly, killing it, knocking it out of the park. #1 Google search result for temple off campus using university housing, filling them up. I was giving leather jackets to homeless people on the street. Here, man. I was just raking it in, so I was hooking everybody up a little bit, you know, sponsoring people, uplifting, showing people that there is actually, if you have impressive performance, impressive intellect, if you're running, you know, these kids I sponsored, they were all Girard College. You can look that up, or Philly, you know, graduates, and they had a special thing, kind of reminded me of an element me and my cats who came up hard and living together all the time had, right? So I said, oh wow, there's potential in that, because look at me. No. And so, you know, I just really feel heavily, I was very lucky. I had these cowboy cats take me under their wing, really catch me up to speed. I was the youngest one. They was just like, what in the hell? What is this kid's mother? What is this kid doing out here? Like, holy shit. And he's running into like brawls off with dudes 3 or 4 years older. You know, he was a little guy. I was a little guy, believe it or not. They actually called me Little B. So, but that's because, you don't know. Anyhow, when we are oriented to uplift to the point where this person you're uplifting, this animal you're uplifting, this intense multi-species, thousand higher cognition, upper complex system of nature of a complete farm, when you're having those types of relationships and your intention is for this stuff to be reach heights that have not been reached before, when that is your pressing strong intention, and you're doing everything, you're backing that intention up with action, and you're really pushing yourself to be that cultivator that will cultivate that cluster amado that will make the Mike Tyson, right? That's my favorite quote from Mike Tyson is no cluster amado, no Mike Tyson. The other one is have no discipline, have nothing. You're nothing. You're nothing. Your discipline is who you are. So high discipline, cultivator, not control freak, complex systems, curated, then curated very, very specifically to be able to continue on to the end. And that really ends up being a team effort. That really hugely is assisted through team effort. And that's valiant right there. Like we said, if we just existed for our own selves, what is that? You know, as Bob Marley says, I only exist for other people. If I can't help plenty of other people, I don't even want this life. Right? You know, it's that type of cognition that gets the understanding of one love, which is actually, he's talking quantum physics. He even has a quote in his song that says, do not fear the atomic man with the atomic energy. I forget the exact lyric, but he's basically saying they have nothing against nature and time. So God, nature, time, truth, God, truth, same thing, right? Nature and time. Those are our weapons. And we're going to all probably get to that one love, same place. Eventually, it's just going to take some people a very long time to get there. And they may need to go through several different hells. They may get disqualified in the process. I would think, you know, when you resurface the ice for the next hockey game, when you resurface that samurai sword edge, unless you melt it completely down and refold it and go through the whole of the process, you take it back just a little bit. There is a removal there. A lot of success equations become successful because of subtraction, right? It's not what I'm doing, it's what I'm don't doing. You maybe have heard that before, right? It's what I don't do. I don't go to the club. I don't hang out. I don't talk BS with BS people. I don't watch Netflix. I don't drink beers. I don't eat donuts. I don't eat pizza. You know what I mean? I don't waste my time with things that I cannot control. That there's no levers for me to pull that are just distracting me from something that I do have levers to pull in. The Stoic. Check the links below to get your Stoic X Love, our sponsor. Good key and nutritional elements that help brain power like ashwagandha, CoQ10, the mushroom blend, sea moss, minerals have that full, you know, we've got a great spectrum. You get all that stuff going for 6 weeks and you're going to feel like, wow, holy moly. If I get the right nutrition, look at that. Stop eating the grocery store vegetables that got chemicals on them. Grocery store meat's not trustworthy. Start making relationship with small farmers. Get a gravity-fed, carbon-activated water filter for your home. Let's take this seriously. Let's stop just, life's not a video, you know. So many times, so many guys want to go back and hit the reset button. You know what I mean? I learned those lessons very early on. You know, we're walking a tightrope. There's a lot of control freaks out here for all kinds of crazy, sick reasons. Will fuck you over, trap you up, poison you, informationally, spiritually, interpersonally, physically. When you try to get away from all those other ones, then they'll poison you for real, physically. Dude, these people will do anything. Ice-T at the family level and the government level. At the government level, Ice-T's got a great song by his band Body Count. And it's The End Game is the name of the song. And they will push a button and explode the air. Because they will not lose. They are dirty. They think you're foolish because you live by the golden rule. That's how sick they are. Good thing you made a better decision, isn't it? All right, well, I keep this one short this morning, and I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. That I just hope we can all really push the limits on the high road. Look at that highest level that we can get onto. You know what I mean? Because it's from that level that we'll even be able to see the lightning bolt. And then if we train Jedi hard enough, we'll be able to grab it. All things possible through you, Lord, and we know it. And we're just going to do everything we can to show that we care, that we love you, and that we thank you for this holodeck training module for our souls. And we're going to do that even more by showing you through our actions today and tomorrow and every day forward how much we appreciate it, and that language of doing. And then thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you, we love you, we love you. All right.